Hi guys, so I'm going to go over day 2 work for language arts. I'm going to use my 4th hour today, but remember, a lot of these are similar for whichever class if you are reviewing. So for our modules today, we are in week 5, day 2. Make sure you take attendance. We're analyzing a particular section, talks about main idea. We're going to be doing a lot of main idea stuff today, going through a Pear Deck, and I'm going to show that for you. And then you need to complete the rest of your guide in your worksheet except for slides 8 and 9, which are those yellow boxes. So anything that's yellow, don't do. Yellow is not for yet. So we have no writing homework due, and then the stuff in the guided sheet that we worked on will be due on Friday, just to review a little bit of stuff. So we did a Pear Deck today, so I just want to go over some of these slides with you guys if you missed the Zoom or if you just needed a little bit of a refresher. And so fears and phobias central idea. So what it requires you to do is it wants to really talk about central idea. So central idea is basically the main purpose of what you're reading. And so what it's the topic is mostly about. Now, I say the word topic, and a topic is 1 to 2 words that describe a broad idea of what you're reading about. So for this, it would be fears and phobias would be our topic. It would not be our central idea. Central idea is more specific. It can be concrete in a sentence, and we are able to see it usually in the text. It's usually in that first paragraph that gives us that idea. And so if I want to know what the central idea of fears and phobias is, I need to make sure that I read all that through. And so the central idea of fears and phobias is that fear is your body's reaction to being scared, and a phobia is an irrational extreme fear. And so you are looking at the whole text and you're thinking, what is this text mostly about? And that's how you think of central idea of the entire text. Now, we also can find the central idea of more specific subsections. So if we look at a subheading, such as what is fear, we can find the subsection central idea that is additional to the adding in more information to the essentiality of the entire text, but that subsection has its own central idea. If the subsection poses as a question, then the answer to that question is going to be that central idea. So fear is one of the most basic human emotions. It is programmed in the nervous system, so we know that fear is a basic human emotion that helps us when we sense danger or feel unsafe. Okay, so that would be the central idea of that subsection. So what is the central idea of how fear works? Well, we have to look at the subtext to find out. So when we sense danger, the brain reacts instantly, sending signals that activate the nervous system. So that causes faster heartbeat, all those details. But we know that that first sentence answers how fear works. We then can look at what the subsection fear or fun is for. And so if we scroll down a little bit more, we see this, and this is called a sidebar. A sidebar is additional information that doesn't really necessarily bring any information that's necessary to the text, but it adds extra stuff that is a little bit fun. Think of dinner. Okay, when you eat dinner, you normally eat your meal. And there's different parts of that meal. There's maybe the main course, which could be like steak, mashed potatoes, maybe an apple, but extra stuff in dinner could be dessert. And so that is not necessary to your dinner, but sometimes it's a fun little thing to have. A sidebar is the exact same thing. It adds extra information, but is not necessary to your understanding of a text. We then have which central idea goes to which line. So you have to read these different central ideas and see which one of those match with. It is so helpful if you have your textbook in front of you to be able to match. I'm going to do one example, but this is something you should practice on your own. So having fears during childhood are normal because it is a natural experience of something new. Well, it mentions childhood, and I see that that's one of my options, so I know that that is something to do with childhood, so I know that those match together. Overcoming phobias. This is one I want you to practice on yourself. You look at the text and you read that first paragraph to kind of review after you've read this a few times, and you think, what is the purpose of this subsection? So I'm reading the first sentence and it says, people can learn to overcome phobias by gradually facing their fears. I understand that that kind of answers the question of how to overcome phobias, so I know that that would be my central idea. Today we also worked on the core level of fears and phobias in our like interactive notebook. Now, if you're in Accelerated and watching this, yours is a little bit different, okay? In Accelerated, you had to write this on your own, and then you need to finish the green box. Everyone needs to finish the green box, but it's different for Accelerated compared to Core, but I'm showing the Core one for everyone, so I only have to make that video twice. So we think of cause and effect. We read the subsection cause and effect, and then you need to do this on your own. You look at what causes phobia subsection, and you do what is a cause? What starts a phobia? What effect does that have that causes something else that leads to a final effect? If you have any questions on this, please email me, but this needs to be filled out in your notebook on your own. I then want to talk about writing with evidence. So basically, writing with text evidence is something we've started from day one. How can we incorporate the RACE strategy? So here is my example for you that is done for you. This is something that you can copy down in your notebook if you need it, because I gave it to my students as well that showed up to the Zoom. So the question is, what causes phobias? So then I answer in the fill in the blanks. According to the article Fears and Phobias by kidshealth.org, a phobia can be defined as an intense fear reaction to a situation or thing. Phobias can either be harsh, they can be mild. One cause is a experience. This can cause a fear reaction. Another cause of a phobia is a personality trait or gene. This means that some kids have a higher chance of phobias. Therefore, phobias are more intense than fears and a response that the brain has learned to protect ourselves. So if you pause that video over that point, you can write that down. This part is for homework. Now, Accelerated, yours looks a little bit different, but it has the same question. It just has less of the blanks, the fill in the blanks for this stuff. So you need to fill that out. On Monday and Tuesday, this is what we're filling out. This does not need to be done. This will be in class. So everything that should be done includes this from Monday, this from Monday. Those are just, information. This from Monday, ignore that till next Monday. So this should be homework from Monday. Finish by Friday. That I gave you, and that is homework. It sounds like a lot. The most important thing that you can do is attend live Zoom sessions. That is your most guarantee for success, because I do most of it with you and give you time during that hour block of class to get done. Again, as always, if you have any questions for me, please email me at any time. Love y'all. Have a good day.